Hello everybody and welcome back to my workbench. Really just wanted to show you a quick project I'm working on. As you can see, have a bunch of freight cars that I'm working on weathering right now. One of them being this CN Gondola, and I decided that my two gondolas that I own need some loads and some scrap loads at that. So just wanted to show how I was planning on making scrap loads and just give you a quick idea of what you can do in, I don't know, about an evening. First things I got to do is measure these two gondolas because they are different shapes and sizes. As you can see, this one's a little skinnier, a little longer, and this one's a little wider and not as long. So this doesn't have to be super precise, but I like that 1.5 centimeters is pretty close. So we're going to do that. And now to transfer those measurements onto some plain flat styrene. And then to cut it out. There we go. It fits in there and fits in there pretty snug so it won't fall out. Okay, on to the next one. Made a little mistake on my one for the WC car, so good thing is I can just add a little bit extra to the end and it'll fit better. And then, so I know which car these loads go to, I'm writing the reporting marks on what will be the bottom of the load in plain white. Next step, I'm going out to my garage to give these a spray of this Rust-Oleum camouflage flat. It's flat earth brown, but I think it's a good color to start for a base with rusty things. So that's what I'm going to go do. And there are the two painted bases. What am I going to use to actually make the loads now? A bunch of different things. I have all these plastic wheels that I have been saving up for detail and stuff and for projects like this as I exchange plastic ones out for metal. Some sprues from an old project. Anything that would look like a piece of metal or something that could be used as a piece of metal. This piece of wire that's been laying around that I'm pretty sure is more of like a twist tie of some sort. Couldn't tell you where it came from, just been laying on the layout, so figured this will make a good coil of steel or something like that. A unusable piece of rail that's been laying around that I'm going to use. And last but not least, a piece of tin foil I can use to make crumpled up pieces of steel, sheets of steel, all sorts of different things. For the WC one, I want to do kind of like a railroad load. That'll include the rails and the car wheels and stuff in addition to other things. I'm just going to put a layer of Eileen's tacky glue down. You can use a lot of different things for your scrap loads. These old detail parts that aren't quite up to par and you want to use for them. Or you just have part of an old building that you know you're never going to use. Not a bad thing to use for this. And I'm just going to kind of try to randomly lay stuff on here. Put in the glue. Make sure it stays within the edges. Also, it helps to build up kind of layers so it doesn't look like it's just one layer of things. And with that, I'm gluing things on top of the things I've already put down. Smell. Oh, very good. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
And this one's going to be more general. I don't really have an idea what this load is coming to or fro, but it's definitely scrap. So right now, these are pretty dark, which makes them kind of hard to see, but they're ready for some paint. Once they dry, I'm going to spray them with the brown paint again, and we'll see what they look like after that. Okay, so this one is completed in one sense. Everything's been painted. There's no incorrect colors. The other one needed another coat of the brown because some wood was showing through. You're not going to see wood in a scrap load, so you gotta make sure you cover that. Otherwise, I'm okay with a little bit of silver peeking through and stuff because not everything in a scrap load is going to be just rust. So honestly, you could take this, slap that in your gondola, and you'd probably be good to go. However, I'm going to take it just a little bit, a notch above, and do a little bit of visual detailing on this. First thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of brown paint. I'm going to paint a few objects brown just to give it a different color. I'm also going to do the same with some gray. And once again with some black. For a little bit more intrigue, I'm going to take some pieces of unpainted foil and put them on there also. Okay, looking pretty good. And then, the contrast is very bad here because I'm looking at brown on white. I'm going to use some weathering powders, medium rust, give it a nice quick brushing over, make it look rusty. And that should kind of solve the whole rusty scrap vibe. And this should give us some highlights, make it a little more visually interesting. And just the plain brown. Sides, make sure they get a little attention so that's even. Looking pretty good now. It just needs a coat of dull coat, and I think we can throw on the layout. Okay, here's the finished load for the ICG car. I'm gonna drop it in there. So as you can see, I think it makes a fairly convincing scrap load. It's nothing complex or super crazy. There'd probably be some ways to upgrade this if you wanted to. You could easily put some weights on the bottom if that's something that you do for all your cars. Make sure they're completely weighted right. If you wanted to give it a little more height, you could probably put some wood on the bottom or styrene on the bottom to give it a little more height. Truck's off because I'm in the middle of weathering freight cars in a batch. So we'll go to the layout and look at the WC car in the only scenic portion of the layout right now. Okay, here we go. Here's how it looks kind of from perspective that I see the layout at all the time. I think it's a fairly convincing. Earlier in this I said this was going to be a quick, easy project, and it really was. To be fully transparent, I'm filming this right now the day after. But honestly, last night I worked from about 5 p.m. till about 8:30 p.m. In between getting kids ready for bed, having dinner, doing other things around the house, and these were done by 8:30. They're not very hard. Really just making sure things dry before you move on to the next step is probably the biggest thing you gotta wait for. So this is a fairly simple project I think just about anybody could do at any skill level. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and you'll get to see more videos of my model railroad, the modern Green Bay and Western, and you'll also get to see the occasional rail fanning video and these occasional videos that just are little projects or just things I want to share. So again, thanks for watching, and leave a comment down below. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Bye.